What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy from the Breakfast Club.
Yeah. We are the original weird niggas from the basement.
It's your boy Haran Hargrave. Stay tuned for another episode of RTS Spotlight.
Shout out to respect the shooters. They owe me $100 for that drop. Salute.
A lot of niggas say they your friends, man, but don't support shit you do. Don't get no money with you. I guess me and my niggas just different.
I've been getting money with my team. I just wanna see all my niggas win. Ayy, feeling like I make them chasing dreams. And for my squad, I just want one thing. I want my niggas to win. I want my niggas to win. No, we making hella bands. Cup in the corner with friends. I want my niggas to win. I want my niggas to win. Everybody diamonds dancing. Everybody got mansions. Came from days in the basement. Me and my niggas ain't had shit. Got $1 in my pocket, that was tragic. Started falling like Jordan, we came upon the law. My niggas, we made it go, get more guns, get more dough. We came up from nothing, had to turn nothing to something. Now we only interviewing the curtains, zipping on Prometheus and feel it working. All my niggas living lavish, all this money never had this. Money harder than a bad bitch, do say pull up in the M6. We had to grind hard, started from the back. Blink my nigga ASAP and he started hustle hats. Blink my nigga Swagger, you know he rap TBP. And I'ma be a monster nigga, that just who I be, yeah. I've been getting money with my team. I just wanna see all my niggas win. Ayy, feeling like I make them chasing dreams. And for my squad, I just want one thing. I want my niggas to win. I want my niggas to win.
Nice and wavy, baby. I'm changed, feeling like I'm Frenched up. I'm fucking bitches out the friends up. Give me head, ultra sync up. Coke bar, it is what it is, though. Shine hard, pockets puff, mink dragon, swag, can't touch. Julius Caesar, got my own monkey. Devil want my soul, but he can't budge. Do it for chicks, right off the rip. Find out who did it, hit it with a clip. Tell a hater, don't panic. $500,000 in their face, then I vanish. No mercy for a fuckball. Had to grind, get mine, get yours, boy. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop. I'm all the way up. Bad bitch right next to me. Hood bitch, all a celebrity. Survived the whole headshot. They tried to do me like they did Pop. Free Max right out the box. Till then, I got the game on lock. Shot caller, I'm on top. Where's Kodak? My jaw lock. I'm feeling like I'm French dog. I'm feeling like I'm French dog. I'm feeling like I'm French dog. Touchdown, pussy waiting in the end zone. I'm feeling like I'm French dog. I'm feeling like I'm French dog. I'm feeling like I'm French dog. Touchdown, pussy waiting in the end zone.
That song is forever gonna be my song. Like, I'm feeling like I'm French though at the party, at the restaurant, at the walking down the street. For real. If y'all do not know who that was D.Chambers, who we have right now in the building. Welcome back to RTS Spotlight. And we are joined today by the finest. D.Chambers, what's up with you?
What's up? You know, I'm just always on that extra grind. They know I'm 6'2", no time for the small talk. Living with that warrior ambition and that mentality to go get it, and it's hats up, prime time. Just doing things that's always going to be beneficial so I can last in this game and not just be an artist, but also be a mogul as well.
Right. So, I've known you for a long time. RTS has definitely worked with you for a very long time.
What do you call very long? It's like 3-4 years. Like,
I feel like the time we've ran into you at events,
grind.
it's just crazy. Like, it becomes like, we got to think about it 20,
I think it's
30
more
times
consistent.
a year.
It's more consistent now. And I think it's more consistent now because, like, everybody that's in position, like the people, our colleagues,
Right.
everybody's, you know, keeping a lot of good content out there, a lot of good events out there, and you only, in New York City, you only got to be where it's happening at. So if
Right.
you're not there, you know, you doing your thing, you doing the interviews, you catching all the looks, I'm performing, I'm networking,
Right.
or I'm standing behind the event. You came out to one of my events.
Yeah.
It's to the point where I'm throwing concerts now, like, and putting on.
Right.
And you was there from the beginning, from the Fred the God on my 1-2 video.
Crazy how time
Yo,
flies.
you was in a couple of videos, man. I'm French though, and that did good. That was like the first video that did a mill, you know what I mean, on World Star, and then
I think that was like one day.
Yeah, and I didn't expect that. You know what I mean? I think
Right.
the anticipation for it, and they wanted to see if French was going to do the remix or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be, and it got a lot of radio play. All the DJs supported it, and it just helped it organically.
Right, that was a good time. Now, before we go into your background, before the battle, let's talk
movie.
about that a little bit.
Before the Battle is a movie. I came up with the storyline, the idea. I brought it to Smack. Smack loved the idea, and then I
Yeah.
reached out to Zaire as a longtime friend. He's a director. He's done a lot of films and been in films behind the scene, on the scene. And I always had a knack for the acting world or be in the film world. Like, a lot of people knew that. I went to the same school, high school, as Spike Lee when I was younger.
Wow.
That was Dewey. Nobody went to Dewey, but
Right.
I went to Dewey. You know what I mean? My friends and, you know, a lot of people was motivated through music, theater, arts, and film. So I knew eventually somewhere down the line, I always had to use my craft because even in my music, I write good stories. I write great visions, you know what I mean? For those who open their mind and have a vision, you know, it's all movies there. So I happened to come up with a battle rap one. I think it's going to be one of the biggest battle rap movies since, like, 8 Mile. Because, you know, there's not too much texture that's out there that could bring it close to those times where you can remember, like, movies like Friday, Above the Rim, Sunset Park, you know, and 8 Mile, and you gotta think about all those movies, what they was in hip hop culture. You know what I mean? Before it got to Boys in the Hood, like rappers like Ice Cube doing what he's doing, Will Smith doing what he's doing. You know what I mean? There's a market. And then, you know, I just happened to write the story. It came out dope. We did the first casting. That was beautiful. We got another casting coming up. And we got
when is that casting?
That's going down June.
everybody's
Yeah,
interested,
June 17th. You know, follow the Before the Battle movie page. We got people working that page. A lot of actors, even people that came from Power, that was in the TV show Power, they came out audition. It was just a great thing. And for me to just try something new in a different world, from music to go to film, I think it was, you know, it's something new. It's something different. It could be a new journey. Lord knows what can happen.
Now, how was that switch?
It's not really a switch because me and Smack, you know, Smack's still throwing his battles, you know, and I'm still doing the music, you know. I went from the trap house to now I'm in all the clubs all over the city working records. Like when I had the record with Manolo Rose, AOMN, you know, that got me in the nightlight clubs and got next to the DJs. And then the next record, French Door, was able to, so you watched it grow from when it was just videos, buzz, live shows, and now look, even now it's bigger now. Now it's like film. It's got to take it to, I want a corner office, I want to be able to bring a consultant company and eventually start a label. It's all growth as an artist. I know for me, a lot of people love the artistry to where all they want to do is music. Me, I want to become the J's, the Diddy's, the Ross, the 50s.
Businessman.
Yeah, like it got to, because, you know, it's either that or you cash out and you work a 9 to 5 and you be like, yo, it was all good a week ago. You know what I'm saying? I want to be one of those guys that I mentioned. And even guys like 50 Cent, seeing what he's doing, all that's inspirational is in front of us. And I think there's a piece waiting for me. Even me acting in the Brooklyn Wave, a lot of people see me in that. And, you know, shout out to Guy Murder. And he looked out, you know what I'm saying? I was in pieces. I'm in a few things that's dabbing in that acting world, so I'm poking holes in it. And when you put that energy out there, it just comes to life.
Now, now I wanted people to see that about you because you are someone who's not just an artist. You're not just someone who makes music. You're not just a rapper. You've been in this industry for a very long time, and you've dabbled and dabbled, but you exceed very well at the things you do. But when did you start seeing this industry? You know, when did you start really put? Because you are a rapper. Let's
Right.
not forget
No,
that.
no.
D.Chambers is a rapper.
Nah, without a doubt. I always was around the music. Always was around it. It was a time where my homie Liaison, we always do it. It was me, Shabar. We had the hard hitters back in the days, like coming out of, like, you know, like high school, you know, a little fading off, like after that. Not really, we wasn't doing it because we was more in the streets. We was getting money, like, you know what I mean? We looked up to we had a lot of bad influences. We was like the only person who we was looking up to at the time was probably Stephon Marbury. So like it's either you was playing basketball, a lot of people had hoop dreams and whatever, and then like my older cousin, he always was playing music and the instrumental tapes was around, so we was always around it. We used to freestyle in the staircase, bang on the door and do stuff like that, but we didn't take it serious. I think when I seen, I was one of those guys who was making money in the street and then go to jail. But at the same time, I had an ill job and went to college. Like, you know what I mean? It was never enough for me. And I think once I was just like, yo, you know what? In jail, I was like, yo, all this back and forth, this, that, tons of beef for no reason. You know, me coming out of Coney Island, that's just what it is. A lot of people is not even promised tomorrow in Coney Island at all. So I think being around the music and using the contacts I had, when I came out, I knew exactly what I was going to do. And I used these TV shows and these platforms like this to get in contact with people. That's how I remember I met Shampoo, and I figured out how, you know, because that was, you know, I was on parole, I couldn't move, I was watching all the BCAT channels in 67, 68, whatever, and then with Smack, I always knew him. I always knew Sycamore, like he was like doing mixtapes, and then he went to Atlantic Records. So the politics was always there, but then I decided to take it serious once I was around like Smack, and I seen that spotlight. We did the freestyle, then the DVD buzz was buzzing, and this is like 09, 010, you know what I mean? 08, 09, 010. This is Math after he done, you know, punched a few guys in the face, like, and we back and forth, going back and forth with the Harlem thing, created the NYB thing, and like, with Math, Core, Hollow. You know, we came up through the streets, and Brooklyn Hands came along, and then everybody knew us for that. But my thing is, I was just like, we all do it, you know, Math, Core, Hollow, they doing the battles. The music I had to figure out, because people started to think I was a battle rapper. Like, you know what I mean? I love the culture, but I never got on the stage. It ain't like I won't get on that stage, you know what I mean? I always poke holes at it all the way. But I never was able to get the music out there to the people. So when I started playing the clubs, like 2011, 2012, and I'm like, hold on, why we known, everybody know us, we freestyling our life away, and we're not on radio, we're not in the club, the music is not playing, like, you know, it's a whole nother world, you know what I mean? But I get it, because in the battle rap world, they get paid every step of the way for the, you know what I mean, and that's good, but I didn't think for the music, for far as me, I had to figure out how can I get on radio, how I can get my music in all these clubs, and then once I started getting those records to like DJ Self, Drewski, they were showing love, DJ Enough. They was the first ones to give me that radio taste. Even K. Slade, the drama hour. A lot of people heard me in prison, and that motivated me to be like, oh, this. Once you get a taste of that, you won't want to figure out now, how do you get paid from this? Exactly. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people be, you know, they have all this fame, but they don't have no means for getting money, but they have all this talent in the world, great politics, you know, 400K followers, and still can't figure it out. And I think that's what drove me, and I used music as a tool. You know what I mean? Everything I'd done worked. When I did the Brooklyn Nets anthem, I knew Brooklyn Nets was going to pick it up. Right. I knew DJ Nuff was going to be the DJ the first week in there. And everything I strategically did, it happened. Right. So, like, even with me and Fred DeGarson, we always used to be in Club Pyramid. We all came up from out of there doing open mics, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And then he was one of the first ones, like, outside of the battle culture to be on radio. And everything was fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? We used to go up to the Bronx studio. We used to kick it with him. And, you know, we had Charlie Clips, Goods, like everybody from uptown. And, you know, and we all was just rapping. But he was the first one to get on radio. So when I did the record with him, radio picked that up. And that was the On My One, too. And that was the video The first time I actually met you, you was in the video, and everybody came in there. And once I got a taste of radio, I just didn't look back no more. I was just like, okay, now I know what's going on. And then I figured out how to make the music open up doors for other things.
Right. So you're different from other artists because you actually use, not your negative, but your lack of exposure to a lot of things, to expose yourself to a lot of things. And there's a lot of artists that are, now in this generation, you know, we fight for the difference between rap and hip hop and, you know, the Uzis and the, you know, the Migos and stuff like that. What do you feel about the new generation of artists?
I go with the times, and plus me throwing these concerts with these other promoters, I'm always in the club. Plus I co-managing studios, you know, giving written studio time out to these young homies that's paying for studio. I hear what's coming out. I'm observing, I'm studying the market. At least, you know, you can stay true to yourself, but you have to meet it halfway for people to love it or like it, you know what I mean? So, like, I don't have no problem. So, you know, that's just like, we'll still be dancing to disco music if times didn't change.
Right.
Times change, you know, went from jazz, blues, this, rock, hip-hop, hippie, like, rap, hardcore rap, like, and, you know what I mean? Rock and roll, you know, Jay-Z at live bands. Yeah. It changes all the time. So even with the kids, of course, with the fad, you know what I mean? I might even get me a little, what do you call it, Fetty Wap dread piece and put the hat on. You know what I mean? No, I ain't gonna do that. I was just joking. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, obviously it's about hair and dreads and this, but you gotta stay true to music. And a lot of people who stand out and stay true to their sound, they have a fan base that they feed, and so it really shouldn't even matter. You know, I think what be matter, the problem with people get mad at is that they're not getting the same exposure, hits, love, whatever, because they so busy shying away from it that, you know, that crowd can never adapt what you're doing. But, you know, some things do gotta be put a stop to, like some of the music don't make no sense at all. So when you voice your opinion, you should be able to do that. And I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Right. Now, let's talk about the stuff you're affiliated with for a little bit, like Warrior, Ambition and Warrior Mentality. Now, Warrior Mentality you use more of a way in being, right? Can you explain that a little bit?
Well, Warrior Mentality, one, you know, like the Warriors, I'm from Coney Island. Okay. It's also to fight to live to see another day. The mentality is the strength of the mind, knowing the pros and cons of what you're getting into or what you mentally investing yourself into. So when you have a warrior mentality of you not being afraid to fight for what you want to do, then you also got to study the background, the mentality. Don't just go into a war or a game plan and you don't have it thought out. Who else is thinking like you? So it's more of having militants, of, you know, achieving your goal.
Right. Now, Ambition is your brand.
Yeah, Warrior Ambition, you know, that's just another chapter of a mind frame. You know what I mean? Because you got, once you lock your mind in and you have the mentality, you can push yourself for the ambition. Because a lot of people, you can have the mentality all day and don't do nothing. You'd be great at doing nothing. People can count on you to being exactly where you're going to be at doing nothing. Exactly. So when you have the ambition, they see it. It's out there. It's tangible, and they can't take that from you. So and ambition is contagious. Nobody wants to see. It's just like, you know, the guy who still probably hustling on the block and the dude come through a new toy, like, oh, you just gave him some ambition because he's gonna want it. Either he gonna hate on it or he gonna want it. But somebody who's in the same field, they gonna want to adapt to that ambition. Right.
Now, it seems like from where your upbringing is from, and then just the ambition you had to have coming up in the warrior mentality, just from being locked up and then coming out and have to figure out the rap game. How can you keep yourself so humble and so level-headed? Because you're one of the most calm people I know.
It took a lot of reading and a lot of patience. Because, like, I think that little time, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and make it seem like my whole life was based around jail, because I definitely,
but it happened for a reason.
Yeah, I went to school, work, this, that. I was trapping, doing everything. Like a dude that's trying to get money and hide it, do. Right. You know what I'm saying? So coming out and seeing what the music did, it came from me already doing live shows. So I already was rocking crowds. Even these favorite rappers and everybody that the bigger names that's, you know, currently getting more dollars than me in the city, and we grinding, it's grinding. It's like boxing. Every fight, you got to be a reason why you could pack the house. Right. So, like, when you performing and you throwing your own concert and stuff like that, people catch on to the name. People catch on to, like, the direction you heading. And I don't think, you know, nobody could take that away. It's like, something that just comes with it. You know what I'm saying? And I think what a lot of people fail, like business-wise, is they don't have like set up a marketing strategy plan. You know what I mean? That's why I also think like consulting is going to be a major tool because nobody taught me. I had a few, shout out to Beasley, shout out to Shampoo, shout out to my manager Josh. Like nobody really, besides that, nobody really sit down and figure out like how to become the millionaire. Everybody just want the millionaire with no work, not even a thought, a care. And I think that's what separates what I'm talking about for everybody else in a nutshell, like the warrior ambition and the mentality.
Right. Now, in this day and age also, a lot of people are so heavy on when they're going to pop off. Is this single going to be the next thing for me? They're hopping on TV shows.
It's a scratch off. Everything is like a lottery scratch off.
Right.
Because you might have a 777 and it'll be a 2 there. You know, you thought you was going to win, but it wasn't it. You know what I mean? But then you might hit a lottery ticket, but it's only like $17 on it. You won, but it wasn't enough. You got to keep going to get it. And I think, once again, the more people that you study your crowd, you will see the people that's in your crowd, and I would say connect with them and do songs with them, do business with them, and you can tap into each other's crowd, and it works and becomes big, and people will want to do what you're doing. Because when you're constantly chasing, and they got bodyguards 6'9" that will never let you get to the place where you gotta be, then it's like, how long you gonna keep doing that before you figure it out yourself? That's where I'm at. So it doesn't matter what if you study the market, your record will be the biggest record ever. Just like I knew I'm French though, and it's still fire to this day. Prime Time about to take that over times 10. And the new records I'm doing is just like, I already got people outside of New York like, Chambers, I see you, it's time to come on. You fighting that war up there, and I'm like the same red carpet wars I know, but I want my name solid here, so that way when I go outside of New York, it's already stamped and certified.
Right. Rep where you're from. You have to. So now, the biggest thing that I love about you, and this is how we met, you're so into artist development. I don't know if you realize this, but you helped develop a lot of big name artists that are coming up, a lot of artists that already had their career, they're out here for their second coming and stuff like that. You know, people like me who didn't know, where to go in the industry. And you provide a business handle on this industry. And it's funny because you're from the streets. So
This is like selling drugs.
Yeah.
It's gotta be, that's what all my crimes was. It wasn't like stealing cars. Well, I did it once, but it wasn't just like I don't care. You know what I mean? It's not like I went into anything petty. So once again, it's like, yo, like if we all gonna get money, this is how we doing it.
Exactly.
Like if you're around each other, and if that energy ain't around you, how we gonna get the big house if everybody's thinking poor?
Exactly.
You gotta think. I always think rich. You know what I'm saying? I say we have to be rich. You could be wealthy. You could have a nice car and house. You know what I mean? But you don't have to live beneath the norm. And I don't believe in that. So like when I see people, I see potential in a lot of people. It's just like hustling. It's like, yo, am I gonna give him the pack and he gonna run off with it, or he gonna do it, double up, get the bread, come back, and he might put me on.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And that's how I go. And I want to set a different tone out here in New York, because maybe if guys start thinking like me a little bit often, more doors will open, and the consistency and what it's known for will stay here in New York. But they don't want guys like me giving the sauce out, because it's like telling unforgotten secrets, like why did you put him on and this, blah, blah, blah. And they look at it as me growing. So because when I walk in the spot, I'm always 30, 40 deep, and it's all people that's ambitious. Everybody's coming to win.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they rather the people just be behind them instead of beside them. And I think that's what separates. It's like, I know I'm doing the work. I know I get busy. Everybody knows. Like, I don't have to say nothing. You know what I mean? But when everybody's around you is learning from you and building, you create a decent army. And that's what, how you're going to win this war out here. Because this industry is a war. Because if you don't fight, you're not going to get nothing. And that's just it.
That's for sure. Now, what do you think your most 3 memorable things that you've accomplished so far in your career? Because there's so much that you have left. What is the 3 most memorable things that you can, that you would put on your refrigerator at home?
I think the first time I won Most Exciting Artist of the Year in BB King's.
That's dope.
Packed house, and I think Danny Brown. I was up against a big name. I just came there like, okay, we sitting in the front.
Right.
And then when I heard my name, that was like,
oh shit.
That was big.
Dope.
the other time would be, I think, the first time I actually heard my song on the radio. I don't care what nobody says.
Okay.
That's like always the biggest moment. And I think third, it's so many, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, memorable.
Yeah.
I guess coming back from South by Southwest in a private jet, like that was just
That is pretty.
like I didn't expect that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you talk about it so much, and then when it happens, it's like, oh
On that
snap!
thing.
Like they just took
Did
the
it smell
bag.
different?
Yo, it was just totally different. Like it's just totally different. Like it wasn't no. I think that the thing that bugged me out is probably the downfall for a lot of rappers. I'm not putting business out there. It's like the courtesy, the common courtesy you get, like you don't go through no TSA nothing. You put the bag straight on the plane, you get on, you just chill, relax. Like the pilot is right there. You drinking orange juice. You know what I mean? You looking around. You just enjoying life. It's like, hold up, this is really happening.
Yeah.
And you know, and it was. I think that was one of the definitely top 3 moments of my life right there.
That's what's up. Now, your upcoming projects, you do have some stuff pending now. I can't really say upcoming projects with you because you're not one of those people that lets us wait for months.
Nah, I don't give people 110 mixtapes before the year is over.
Yeah.
What I do is I throw darts at the board. And when I throw darts at the board, every time I'm getting closer, doo, doo, and it's hitting. Once I see, it's like a momentum of a speed bag. Once I see it's hitting, I'm like, okay, and then now I'm on the fly. I'm doing multiple shows. I think what I got to do more this year is be more consistent outside of New York. Because I get a lot of love outside of New York.
Yeah, we love you in the city.
Just as much as I get love here. But, you know, out there, it's just different people I don't know. And I need to get to the people that I don't know and no telling what will happen. Who knows what will happen with this movie? Who knows what happened when I walk out of here or even after this interview?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So just getting out there.
What are your plans with the movie? Do you have any just special ideas that you want to take off with it? I know it's still in the creative process, and it's definitely a lot.
No, all the
to put all
stages
this
is
stuff
there.
on
You know, like
paper.
when you watch the Domino's pizza thing, like you see the delivery of those there.
It's on the way.
It's heating up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So where we at with it right now is like after the second casting, and you know a few people that want to invest is already reaching out. We just figuring out the direction. Me, of course, I would love the biggest deal possible for all of us to eat, and the battle rappers are part of it as well as the actors. So you know, just to know that like 8 Mile did like over 400-something million just in the U.S. and something else outside of the U.S., that's inspirational to me. It's no talent. And the battle rap culture is a big culture. Yeah. And I think the story is a story that's not told like behind the scenes. People only see the hip-hop front of it. But what about the back, like the friends that got locked up, the people that died just before your biggest moments, the girl who don't want you involved with a lot of things. But, you know what I mean? It's just the texture that we're coming with in that storyline is definitely going to change the game.
Right. Now, coming up, do you have any shows coming up?
Of course. You know, they follow me on Instagram, D.Chambers, CIW. Spell the name with a Z, not with an S because they sleeping on me. They will know, like, I have tons of shows. Like, for me to name one show, that would be selfish because every day there's a new show being added onto the roster. So and it's a lot of shows that I got to pop up on, that I see my friends are doing. Yes. And I be like, oh, this is it. And then they be thinking I'm too busy to do everything. But, you know, I'll be like, oh, okay, it's all love. You know, you laughing, you know, hey, deuces,
it's
man.
Real,
you know what I mean? It's all love, you know,
I can't say that. I see you at everybody's event, even if you slide just to pop up.
It's like the radar. Like, so I know what's going on. As soon as I see something,
like,
it's
how'd you know about,
and I go. Sometimes I do 2-3 events at nights, me and my homie Comatose Rose, and you know, we got the Hip Hop of Death documentary, like, you know, it's like all the like 2-3 years worth of footage, all the grind coming together. You'd be surprised. When we was looking back at the footage, I forgot I even met those certain people. I was like, wow, like we do so much daily. So between that, the movie, like trying to create different things and stay relevant and use this as my platform to survive, I like where it's heading right now because it couldn't went negative. I could still be making bad decisions.
Right. I don't know if you remember on college radio when we used to do Lee's Corner, but I do want to just take your mind to 2 different situations really quick. When you were little, what was your favorite cereal?
Shit. Captain Crunch, I think. You know what I'm saying?
With the berries or without the berries?
With the berries.
Just had to make sure we still, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't know people. And last but not least, where do you see yourself in 10 years in this game?
On the 83rd floor of the big office.
Like, that you just got off the PJ from, right?
I mean, the helicopter might be on top of the
The
building,
they
but
got the
you know what I mean?
pad
Like
on
you
the
asking me,
86.
like
Okay.
yeah, I see me running a big corporation of what I'm doing. I see, you know, even my manager Josh, you know, I always promised that we're gonna do something major together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like Jay and his part of, that's how I feel about mine. And I feel like with my mind, we're gonna get the right bag because we're doing the right things consistently, and we don't have nobody that's doing it. This is all us just on the ground up with great politics and the people around us. And a lot of people are catching on to it. And once that happens, the rest is history.
What can you say to, let's do 16-year-old Chambers?
Stop looking out the window. You know what I mean? I should have been reading more books because I was so concerned. Like when my mom used to have me upstairs, like, you know, I'm looking out the window. I should have been reading or studying something else, or you know what I mean? Because they are friends of mine who are doctors, who are lawyers. Some of them are police officers. Like everybody went different directions. You know what I mean? I can honestly say 7 people I know from Coney Island went to the NBA. So you know, like, so with these things that was going on, I was involved in too much of the wrong stuff. Like my man Mario at 16, he got stabbed, and that was the reason why my mom shipped me off with some Fresh Prince stuff to South Carolina, and it was worse for me out there because everybody's driving cars at a young age, smoking weed, turning up.
Different.
And I came back probably more patient, but worse. You know what I mean? So, and then like the hoop dreams deflated, and I think, but living in both worlds at that age, like between 16 to 18, I learned the difference between city life and southern life. And that's how I'm able to understand the market where it's heading. I saw it. I saw the music coming up here.
Right. Well, I'm just waiting for your book, and I'm pretty sure I will have a chapter in it. And if y'all didn't know D.Chambers, now y'all have a little more info about him. And if y'all could connect with him, y'all better go hit up his Instagram, the Twitters, the Facebooks, the
Spotifys,
YouTubes,
the iTunes,
everything.
the Apple
check out the
Music.
music, check out the videos. He's working. If you see him at an event, say what's up.
What's up?
He's 6'5". He ain't scary, though.
6'2". No
He's
time
6'2"?
for the small talk.
Wow.
6'5" is like, you know.
It's a little taller.
It's a little scary.
That's a little scary, actually.
Yeah, for
a
certain
big
people.
Dude.
Yeah.
For
But
me.
that's I'm good.
That's too
I
much.
feel 6'5", but I'm 6'2". Like
Thank
that.
you, D.Chambers, for coming today. We
It's
really,
always a
really
blessing.
appreciate it. And please, we will put his info out. Go follow him. And check us out next time on another episode of RTS Pop. It's your girl, Lee. Holla at us next week. Put that in there, y'all. I hear Cliff laughing. Cliff, don't you goddammit.
Yeah, it was good, man.
Was that good?
It's good, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Third floor, John.
We'll probably throw in one of your videos. Huh? I'm going for 5 minutes just yeah, exactly like that. Yep. 2, 3, yep.
Classy.
Got it.
Roll it into school. And then you let me know about
And I get a 4.0 GPA.
4.0.
All right.
Let's go 3.9.
Any last words?
Yo, let me tell you,
Like the
man.
last.
The worst risk is not taking one. Don't let nobody tell you the word no. You know what I mean? Have a dream, pray, vision it, say it too. It's like, you know how some people lie till they believe their own lie? Believe in your own dream.
Cup in the corner with friends.